Convenience Airways is the 8th episode of the 36th season of The Simpsons. This is directed by Rob Oliver, and as always there will be spoilers from now as I go through the episode and share some thoughts. I don't have a tremendous amount to say. There's not a lot in my notes because there's not a lot of variety in what happens, but at the same time there is because it's very chaotic. But I can say that I enjoyed it, so I may not have the most detailed notes, but I thought it was pretty good fun. It starts off at a hearing, and the Simpsons family have been on a Convenience Airways flight, and it's all about the chaos that followed, and the bulk of the episode is on the flight. We'll occasionally cut back to the hearing. I think that the pacing between the two worked really well. I never felt like I was being pulled out of the main narrative or the narrative with the flight, but it was nice to be reminded every now and then about the hearing, and I think that worked really, really well. As they're getting on the plane, Marge takes the very last first-class upgrade. So Marge spends pretty much the entire flight asleep, and it works really well. It would have been interesting to see her in the main part of the narrative, but it definitely worked well. And the main area is very, very crowded. There are so many characters in this. The animation is just so fun to look at. And as we are told, at Convenience Airways, we fly the no-fly list. So all of the passengers are unruly passengers who have been banned from other airlines. So as you can imagine, it is absolute chaos. And for about 15 minutes, I didn't time it, but the bulk of the story is just problem after problem. Homer had promised he wasn't going to lose his cool, so he spends the entire episode trying to remain calm and then trying to change Maggie's diaper. Bart is telling jokes, Maggie is crying a lot, Lisa's not in a great mood, and then everybody just disappears. And we get a bit of suspense for maybe 30 seconds, probably not even that long. But I did think, well, where's everybody gone? And then the camera, as it were, pans down and we see this this in-flight prison. The shift in the colour palette in that moment was so beautiful to look at. And all of the passengers were so unruly, they had to go to the in-flight prison. And we're then back at the hearing. We actually get to see a clip of the safety video, the in-flight safety video, where they were told that this would happen, but nobody pays attention. I will say I do watch them. I am a very good flight passenger. I always watch the safety videos, but that's more so because I'm just absolutely... I'm not terrified of flying. I'm terrified of crashing, so I'm going to watch them. And Homer, we're near the end of the episode now. At this point, it's just been absolute chaos, back and forth, jumping around, but it works really well. And Homer gives this speech, and he ends it by saying that we all have to stop being a bunch of huge eggplants because, well, Maggie is smashing the phone and sending these emojis Homer thinks they're coming from Marge. And I liked it. I liked it a lot. The ending was a little bit flat. We're back at the hearing. Marge ends up being trapdoored, and it was okay. It was not a bad ending, but I didn't love it. And the very ending is actually another look at part of the in-flight safety video, which was quite funny. So I enjoyed it. I thought it was a very crazy episode. I thought there was an awful lot going on, a lot of characters, and it's really good fun. Visually, it's very entertaining, despite the fact we spend pretty much the entire episode in this one location, in this small location. It feels very small because it's very, very busy, but it never got stale. It never felt dull. I think they made a really good use of the space and managed to get quite a lot out of it. So I was pretty entertained. I thought Convenience Airways was a really strong episode of The Simpsons. I'd say maybe one of the best of season 36 so far. And at the time of recording this, I only have one episode and 2 specials left. On Disney Plus in the UK, they've only released the first 9 episodes. Although, having said that, I think there are only a couple more out in the States at the moment. I don't think the full series has aired as far as I can remember. So far, it's one of the strongest, and I'm looking forward to watching eventually the rest of this season. I will watch episode 9 immediately after this one. I will watch that in a moment. And I'm pleased to say Convenience Airways was ultimately really good fun.